everything that we start out with, warm up, 1, 2, 3. We're not turning and we're not leaning. And so that's why I don't care how new you are, I want you to do that. Because quite frankly, that's the bedrock of all of this, right? And so I say this all the time. When people come to me for a private lesson and say, Rob, I just need help with U-turns, I say, okay, great. We start with smooth, short starts and stops, because that's the foundation. Listen, you don't know what you don't know. And people that just want to jump right into a U-turn, what's scary about the U-turn for everybody? Who here loves making U-turns? That's why I do this, because it's bigger than U-turns, but this is what people focus on all the time. Stopping your motorcycle smoothly and under control, that's where you have to start. Because what we all fear is falling. Nobody wants to drop the bike. I'm gonna let you know right now, dropping your motorcycle is par for the course, period. As long as is there anyone here that does not have saddlebag guards? Okay, good. If the bike drops, it's protected, don't worry about it. Now I'm gonna talk to you guys about something else. The Triumph, and actually just the Triumph. I realized that when people are buying a motorcycle and they're just starting out, the smaller the bike, the better. And so that's why people make ignorant comments online talking about if a bike is big, oh, this is stupid to start with a large bike. Here's my take on that. This is just my opinion based on my experience, because I learned how to ride on a road camp. In my opinion, first of all, the more you know, the less you worry. That's true with everything, right? I almost recommend people learn on a touring type motorcycle, Heritage, Road King, Street Glide, because if that bike falls, not only is it protected, but so are you. These other motorcycles, when they fall, you're on your ass, right? Because the bike's going all the way over, even if it has protection. It's just not the same as these bikes. These bikes, if it falls, because I've done it and I've seen it, you can literally keep your feet on the boards and the bike will just come to rest. Then you can take your foot off. Protected. The other bike, when I was out in Milwaukee, Harley Davidson loaned me a Pan America. I dropped that bike. I was on my ass because it just went all the way over. And I'm so used to riding this type of bike that when it was going over, I was like, okay, it's all right. No, it just kept going. So but see, the funny part about that is that's why we're here today. What I'm referring to is the muscle memory. My muscle memory with my bike dropping, I don't plan on dropping it. None of us really do. We're going to talk about that. But if it is going down, I don't sweat it because I know, and it just wasn't the case. So that's why today we're going to be talking about certain things, why we practice. Well, yeah, let's talk about that. Let's talk about the benefits of us practicing on these motorcycles. Number one, muscle memory, like I just said. We got law enforcement here, or prior law enforcement, military. Okay, thank you all for your service. Listen, when we go to the range, they make us do the same thing in the same order every time, specifically with a gun jam. Because if I'm in a shooting and my gun jams, I don't have time to try to think, what should I be doing? Especially since, forget about the time, when you're under real stress, you really think you're gonna, you know how many times people are watching a video and somebody crashes on the bike? I know what I would have done. Please, if you don't practice this stuff, you're kidding yourself. Squeeze and hope for the best. That's the instinct, right? And that's what most people do, right? That's another thing we practice for. Your options on your motorcycle are limited to your skill level. So if you don't practice, your tool belt is empty. You have nothing to resort to except your instincts, right? And so that's what we're going to be working on today. So everything that we talk about today, you're not going to need it every time, but when you need it, it's there. But that's why you have to practice it. It has to be muscle memory. It has to come automatic because anybody can ride a motorcycle at speed. Anybody. And everybody's a superstar when everything's working out. We practice for uh-oh. When uh-oh happens, what are you going to do? Right? That's what this is all about. And for the people that say, what do I need to do this for? They just don't know. And so I was talking to Audra, and she told me she was nervous. And I told her, you need to know that I don't care how long you've been riding the motorcycle. In my experience, when we come out here, this is like an even playing field. Somebody that's been riding for decades, they come here, they may as well still be in an MSF course. Because any MSF course, they teach you to duck walk your motorcycle, right? If you're still doing that decades later, you have not grown at all as a motorcycle rider. You haven't learned anything, right? So I want you to be a well-rounded rider, but keep in mind, we're all positive on this channel. There's no arrogance, there's no judgment, none of that shit, right? So you can come out here and learn, you don't have to worry about that.